Welcome back, Matt Rottman, aka the Love Master. Woo! Oh yeah, don't do that dance. I don't know. Do that dance. I don't know. It made me feel funny inside.
I understand.
It's good funny, bad funny. If that's a good dance.
No, it won't happen again. Don't worry.
Yeah, not a good dance. Anyways, everyone, welcome back to What the Hell Do We Know?
What the hell do we know?
With my special guest, Matt Rottman, aka the Love Master. And we are going to dive into this quote from Buddha. Let me read it. We'll read it again and again. But it says, in the end, only three things matter: how much you loved, how gently you lived, and how gracefully you let go of things not meant for you. Ooh, probably should do it again. Let's do it again. Yeah. In the end, only three things matter: how much you loved, how gently you lived, and how gracefully you let go of things not meant for you.
Wow.
Our last episode, thank you to the 23 people who listened to it. Woo.
Hey.
Way above what I thought. And we got like 35 views on YouTube, although those might have been all me. I don't know. But thank you for all the people that listened to the last episode, Love Louder, where we just said this world is bent on dividing and hating us based on beliefs and differences. And we think it's time to love louder, accept people for who they are, stand against hate and racism and discrimination, and help people overcome differences. And I know it feels like everyone's saying that, but Matt, just give me 2 or 3 comments before we dive into the second part, how gently you lived. But on the love, you're the love master. So give me 2 or 3 comments that come to your mind as I say that.
To be perfectly honest, there's nothing better in the whole world than giving your whole self to loving someone. And I have to be, it's just crazy because I heard that and I'm stuck on the second part, but I don't want to be. I'm looking at that first part and I'm thinking how profoundly that rings in my, just in my soul, in my innermost parts, like, because love, it's sorry, I'm probably going to end up crying here and I don't even know why, because love is such a powerful influencer. Love is such a powerful, it's such a powerful ally. And it is such a glorious, it's this deep drink, this deep cup of selflessness that comes with love. And it just keeps getting better and better and better and better. The more you surrender to it, and the more you decide, oh, wait, there's more. Oh, wait, there's more. You keep looking at it, because it would be really easy to look at something and go, okay, check, got love, boom, going on to the next thing. But do I, where can I look? Where can I add more love to this in order? It's like this artistic piece, this piece that you're creating from within yourself. And you look at it and it's whoever it is that you're loving, your wife, your children, the person in front of you, the guy who cut you off, you get an opportunity to become better. You get an opportunity for your life to shine more. And it's glorious, and there's nothing like it. And there's been nothing as hard in my entire life as to just continually love. Because that second part of the statement is how softly you tread. Could you read that one more time? How gently you lived. Okay, so with what's inside of me, there's a lot of ferocity and it's really big, and I want and I drive and all of these things. And that's like, I run over these things and I feel like I just lay waste to stuff, right? This idea of living gently, it's pretty new to me, and I don't understand how to do it, but it's everything that I want, because it moves into the first part, which is how much you loved, because the more gentle you are, the more the more softly you're living. And as you're living softly, you get more opportunities to see more beauty and see more places where you can lavish love. And then you've got this brilliant cycle of glory, this just beautiful light of love. And yeah, the second part I struggle with, because that's all kind of brand new, because I always thought it was about achieving or hitting or doing all of these things. And I thought, okay, I'll do all these things, but I'll love the people in front of me, or I'll love my family, I'll love my children, I'll love my wife with everything I am. But then there's this part of me that was so fierce and wanting to fight, like, oh, I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna claim it, and I'm gonna own it. And then, wow, you want to talk about just an eye-opening experience over the last 3 years or so. Everything that I wanted was within my grasp, and in the middle of it, I looked at it and I said, this is really ugly, and I don't want this. And I started, it was a little bit of self-sabotage. There was a lot of things going on because I had decided that's what I was going to do. And when I decided that, you know, nothing was going to stop me, because I'm also pretty driven. If I want something, I'm going to get it. That's where I'm headed towards. And I started like, okay, I'm backpedaling a little bit. Why this is so confusing. And I just realized that there is a way to live more gently.
And there's
more.
Yeah, and I think just so many things you said there, but I've seen it in my life. We want what we want, and so we're willing to walk over people to get there.
Yes.
You know, we want what we want, so we're willing to not love a couple people along the way.
Sure, they'll be okay. It's just business, or it's just this.
Yeah, instead of serve them, instead of put them first, instead of listen, it's like, listen, you know, and this is what comes to my mind. I think this, how gently you lived, part of Buddha's quote, goes so well with our title, because really, what the hell do either of us know about living gently? We're not very gentle people. Like, there's bulls in china shops. We are two bulls, you know? We are two bulls, but it inspires me though. It inspires me to look back and go, I want to walk forward differently.
Yes.
And I think of things like, what if I cared more about where other people were going than where I was going? Not that I wasn't on the way to where I was going, but that I was willing to take a detour, a rest stop. I was willing to get out of my car and get in someone else's car. You know, what if I took a season to not share my opinion? You know, like living gently. Like, if I think about, like, I don't know, you think about it, anyone listening, think about it, like your top 3 or 5 friends. Do you know deeply what they're going through, how they're feeling in terms of their relationships they have in their life, what their perspective is about their job, what their fears and joys are? Like, when I think of living gently, it definitely seems like this idea that I'm willing to let go of the things I hold so tightly to, and I'm willing to walk gently through life and be a whole lot more concerned with what's in front of me, whether that be nature, whether that be people, whether that be silence. Like, for a season, what would it mean to really dive deep on walking gently in the way you live?
Wow. Yeah. It's kind of interesting that we're talking about this today, because this is literally my consuming thought right now. Because I've finally come to a point where I feel as if I'm ready to lay down the ferocity and the intensity and the drive, and it feels really uncomfortable, and it's an awkward feeling, because it almost makes me feel weak, even though I know it has nothing to do with weakness. It just makes me feel like I've had this braggadocio, this huge like thing, barrel chest or whatever, and I'm trying to strip that away. I don't want the armor on anymore, and I want to be able to look and see who needs me to walk those steps with them. Now, is it my children? Is it my wife? Is it my friends? Is it the guy at the grocery store? Is it the guy at the restaurant who's not getting what he wants? Is it who is it? And then being conscious enough to look at somebody and go, oh, you're it. Okay. And that's such a different kind of mindset. I always had it, and I always thought, oh, it's nice, and I'll do this when I can. But now I'm looking at it and thinking, okay, I want to be an entirely different human. I want to be an entirely different human. I want to be that. I want my life's footprint from here on out to be gloriously gentle, like a breeze. And I honestly, I don't know. I don't know how to do it. I just know that if I want it, I can keep looking and seeking and desiring that, and desiring who's in front of me. Because that's the only thing I've ever known is, like, if I focus on the person in front of me, things are gonna be better. It's gonna be okay. But when I focus on the guy in the mirror all the time, like constantly looking, drive, do all of these things, that's when things start getting pretty murky, because then everything is about my desire, my wants, my everything. And that's when things start getting polluted and ugly, and to a point where everything starts just getting foggy. So this is what the world looks like as compared to being.
Yeah. I like that word you said there, a breeze.
Yeah.
Gently living, a breeze. You know, not a lot of people talk, like, you don't like come home, how was your day? You know, oh man, you should have felt this breeze that came through my window at lunchtime. Yeah,
Right.
But in the moment, like, a breeze is so refreshing.
Mm-hmm.
It brings peace, it can bring joy. And I'm wondering here, with a lot of stuff you're saying, is possibly, we don't know, but how gently you live. Can it talk about how often you lay down your desires to hear, discover, and serve the desires of others? Because our culture is very focused on ungentle living, which is the first time I've ever said that phrase in my life. You know, but I think of the quote, "It's lonely at the top." And here I am staring at a volcano in Guatemala in my background. And I just think there's a whole lot of people who could use a whole lot of love and encouragement and service and friendship at the bottom of this volcano, that could use a really great breeze rushing through their day. Maybe not something life-changing, but imagine if you lived in this little town and you were like, oh, that guy, he just walks, I don't know how to say, he walks so gently. Like, when he brushes through your life, there's joy and there's peace, and you leave encouraged. And then there's the guy who climbed to the top of the mountain, and he did it. He climbed Mount Kilimanjaro. He's at the top, and he's like, hey, everyone, I did it. I'm CEO. I helped, we raised $1 billion to do what we want to do. And I'm not saying that stuff's bad. We always want to jump to good, bad, wrong, right. I'm not saying any of that. I'm saying, where in our life do we live gently? And I think what Buddha's getting out of here is, in the end, I think the things that will matter, how much you loved, how gently you lived, how gracefully you let things go. So this doesn't mean you don't pursue your dreams.
No.
It doesn't mean that you don't have success in your life. It means that they don't run your life.
That's it right there. That they don't run your life. That it isn't success to success to success to success, because it's never enough. And there's all of these things. It's like, yes, there are things that you're supposed to go for, that you are supposed to go out and live for, right? But how do you help other people who are around you do that exact same thing? Because I think I know within my spirit, my soul, I know deep within me that's real success. And that is what will help you achieve the things that you're trying to achieve. Because it's interesting when you said, yeah, I'm the CEO, I marched up Kilimanjaro, I got it, I made it to the top. But I mean, how many people died trying to get to the top, and and I'm not trying to make this take a dark turn. I was just in my head. I was like, wow, yeah, but you're not the only one. And it takes a team to do absolutely everything. And that's about people. And I don't know, it's got something to do with sharing who you are with everyone around you, because together you're going to get there faster than if you just put your head down and pull through.
Oh, there's a good African proverb that I can't remember right now for the life of me.
Okay.
Very much along those lines of, we get much further walking together than we would ever get walking alone.
Yeah.
And I like that idea you said people. It includes, instead of the focus being you and you're nice to people along the way,
right?
Gentle living, possibly the focus is others.
Yeah.
And the fringe, the along the way is you, and I just, you think of those people, it's, I'm just, everyone has them. It's that person that works at the gas station or the grocery store, or, that person who was really successful in business, but decided that it didn't want to consume their life. So they retired. And now you can't really put a huge finger on the massive accomplishments they are achieving by what they're currently doing. And yet every person they encounter is blessed, encouraged, served, filled up, whatever word you want to put it. And it speaks to me, really. I've been a big person on purpose. Me and my co-host of this amazing podcast, Shane Daniels, even started a whole nonprofit, the Beautiful Door Foundation, around helping youth discover purpose to avoid second prison terms, to avoid depression, anxiety, to avoid majoring in something that would just totally, disinterest them in 4 years. We really wanted them to help discover purpose. But for me, at least, I can't speak for him, purpose for a decade became so much about what am I going to do? Yes. Recently talking to my 8-year-old son, because he wants to accomplish a lot. He wants to be first, and I love that. But I've been talking to him and saying, Brooks, let's be more concerned about who you are than what you ever do. And I even think of like job applications. I mean, isn't that what an employer's really trying to figure out in an interview and stuff? Your resume can tell me what you did, but we're always these are my accomplishments. Like, well, if he did it there, he could do it here. And maybe that's true, but man, I'd much rather work with someone who I go home raving about who they are, even if they're not even that great at what they do. I mean, obviously in a job, you got to be able to do something, that you're hired to do, but man, I think who you are can get you really far in this world.
Yeah, beyond a shadow of a doubt, you can, but it's going to be a different view. And I'm incredibly thankful that actually, I believe socially is starting to change. Like the idea of there is enough for everyone, or like you don't have to go out and climb Kilimanjaro, like the financial sector, climb all of the way to the top to Kilimanjaro and have that card and that suit and that money, because enough is enough. It's about more things. It's about who's around you. It's about how you're loving them. It's about how you're loving your family, how you're loving your significant other, how you're loving who is in front of you. And it's about you doing all of those things, blessing, changing, making someone happy, bringing that breeze. It's about you being able to do that for someone else. Because honestly, when that happens, when you do that, it comes back immediately to you. Yeah. Because when you see someone smile, it can change your life, man.
Yeah, it can.
It can totally change your life.
Smiling's my favorite.
Yeah, mine too.
I'm quoting Elf, but yes. I know it's your favorite. And I want to give you a compliment. We talked about your hugs last time, so I think your hugs will also come up. But I think your hugs are a gentle way of living. Like you're willing to go to color outside of the lines, to do that which is uncomfortable, to be sort of in a sense judged for your love. Yeah, I mean, because people are like, oh, Matt Rottman hugs. But in the core, we all love them. Like, I have a 5-year-old daughter. She just loves to cuddle. Like, she would just cuddle all day long. She's like, Dad, Mom, let's just cuddle and watch a show. Like, that's her heaven right there. I mean, and I'm like, they're no matter how old we get.
Yeah.
And I know some people aren't as big into physical touch as you and I are, so maybe it's less time for them. But who doesn't just love a real hug? Who doesn't want to just cuddle with the person they love and know, like, hey, you and I are good. We love each other. We're there for each other. It doesn't have to be like erotic.
No, not at all.
And I love some of my bro hugs. Like, man, I missed you. I love you. It's good to see you. And
be with you, be in this moment here with you.
Yeah. And hey, rock out. I would never say don't pursue your dreams, pursue them, run after. I want you to be wildly successful in what you do. But more often than not, I want to encourage myself, you, anyone listening, like, be more concerned about who you are. Be more concerned about the impact in terms of love and encouragement and joy and peace and inspiration, that you bring into people's life. Be more concerned about being a breeze, than a bulldozer and a rebuilder. Like, yeah, awesome, you bulldozed a building and you rebuilt it, but did you find out the people's name who lived in it? Yeah. It really goes back for me to thinking there's a lot of churches do holiday gift programs for families in need in their communities.
Sure.
And I always challenged myself in this. Do I still remember the name of the family I gave the gift to in January? How gently do I live? Was it about what I was doing, the gift and giving and the money and checking my box and doing all of that stuff? Or did I live gently? Did I enter into their life in a way that I would even remember them, that they would even remember me? Not that it's about that, but just, I don't know, one thought that came to my mind. We are going to gently wrap up this podcast, but give me some of your final thoughts on today.
Just that quote inspires me, and it inspires me to want to continue on in the direction of everything I desire, which is I just want to hug people, and I want to smile, and I'm still driven, I really am, but I want to walk with people. I want to help them get what it is that they want. I want to be that for my children. I want to be that for my wife. I want to be that for my friends. I want to be that for the stranger. Anything I can do, I would like to be able to do. And that is taking a very different mindset from where I was before.
Yeah. It can feel really good to get to the top of the mountain. It can be really good to be successful, but we know those feelings are far more fleeting than when we put someone else above ourselves, that when we serve someone else, that when we walk gently and we become a gentle breeze into someone's day, an encouragement, a point of love, a point of joy. You know what I mean? Yeah. Those are people, just those people that you call when you're down to get lifted up. It doesn't matter what they say or what they do or don't say. You just know whatever they do, lift you up.
Yeah.
Hey, what the hell do we know?
What the hell do we know?
Live a little gentler. Think about what the heck that means. And do it especially with people that you struggle to love and accept. Challenge yourself. Get outside of your box. It's so easy to love and be gentle to those who are loving and gentle towards us, and especially those who agree with our paradigm and worldview.
Yes.
But man, when we get outside, and it doesn't matter who it is, the next time you see someone that just pisses you off, I want it to come to your mind this quote: in the end, only 3 things matter: how much you loved, how gently you lived, and how gracefully you let go of things not meant for you. That last piece we'll get into next time, but go to that person. Walk right up to the person who pisses you off. Encourage them. Smile at them if that's all you can get out. Give them a damn high five. Go crazy. Give them a hug. Look at something they're wearing and compliment them.
Yeah.
Look at whatever they're doing and say, man, this rocks about what you're doing. Even if you disagree with it.
Wow. Yes.
Always good, brother.
Always. So good to